Did you know that I did not build this castle with cobblestone? That's right. So basically, in the first versions of Minecraft that I've been playing, there weren't any block types. There was only basically, I guess you could say yes or no. So every spot either has a block or air. So it has a block or not. So I tried playing this new version of Minecraft, which has more block types, and everything that I had turned into modern stone, because that's the first block. So I was kind of stressed out. Luckily, I got a comment by Axolotl7, who also plays old Minecraft, so check out his channel, who told me check out Zelinator's channel, who has all these tutorials how to turn your world into new Minecraft. Or well, new, it's not, it's still one of the oldest versions of Minecraft. In fact, this version came out only like 1 or 2 days after one that I've been playing before, so it's still extremely old. It's called 2009-515, so that's actually the date, rd-2009-515. so the 15th of May 2009, that's when this test version of Minecraft was created. But it has a lot of new stuff. Actually, I might turn this one into 2 videos if we can, because there's so much new stuff. Okay, let's go over all of them. First of all, there are a bunch of new blocks. So we now have stone. Okay, we now have dirt, which turns into grass dirt, and we can put the dirt anywhere we want, even up here. It used to be only these blocks were grass and every other block was cobblestone, right? Now we can put the dirt anywhere we want. We can put it up, we can put it in the ground, anywhere. Of course cobblestone, but now it's actually the first time that it's actually considered cobblestone by the game, which you don't notice, but it's still funny. There's planks, and last we have the sapling, the tree sapling, except it does not actually grow into a tree, because as you might have noticed, I never said there was wood, log. I never said there was log. I never said there were leaves. There are not. So the sapling does not grow into anything at all. Also, the sapling looked very different in this version when it originally came out. This is more like a recreated version of the game that I'm playing, so the sapling looks more like what it looks like today. What else? The sapling, I think it dies if it's in the shadow. Hang on, let's try. Put a few in the shadow. Yeah, there we go. It just disappears. I mean, it doesn't die, just absolutely gets pulled into the void, just doesn't exist anymore. So those are the new block types. And also, the Steves are not gone, but there's only 10 of them. So the bad news is there's only 10 Steves. The good news is we got the best button in the history of Minecraft. We got a Steve button. Are you serious? Are you serious? We can now spawn infinite Steves. So even though the game starts with only 10 Steves, we can now spawn as many of them as we want. I am 100% going to think of something that we can do with this, because I think this is the only version where you can have basically unlimited mobs before they like despawn. In other versions of Minecraft, there's a limit to how many can spawn, or how many you can keep, or they will despawn, or they will cause lag, stuff like that. In this version of Minecraft, I've tried it before. I think I got up to a few thousand. I never fully counted, so I'm guessing I got up to like a few thousand. And yeah, it's crazy. So we need to think of something fun to do with this. I'll probably do that in the next video, because I still haven't thought of anything. I have thought of one thing, and that's why I've been in this castle while I've been talking, because I didn't want to show it yet. Look at that. Look at that. So in the last video, you might have seen that I had a little bit of a fence in between these pillars, and I didn't really like how they looked. So I decided, you know what, why not fill it up with stone and make it like just closed as a big wall? Then I made the design. So I made this design first. I was like, okay, it would be cool if there was some random pattern in it that looked cool. And then I thought, wait, I can put like a pattern in there to remember something. So why not use the pattern in the wall to remember the Steves that are running around? So these are supposed to be pictures. I'm gonna just respawn a few times. So these are the pictures of all the different Steves. Oh, I see that some of them are unfinished. Hang on, there we go. As you can see, there's one line missing. These are pictures of all the Steves. So in the future, when we play a version where there are no more Steves running around, Oh, I meant to put a... Sorry, I'm still used to the previous version of the game where when you click, there's always a cobblestone. I'm not used to there being different block types yet. MC Edit was a lot of fun to work with. Also, if I zoom out, the textures disappear and my map looks kind of like this. And I think that just looks really cool. But yeah, in the future, when the Steves will be gone, we will be able to look at this wall and remember the Steves. Look, this one is looking up. Let's see if we can find one that is looking down. That one is looking down. And then there's also one standing, just looking forward. I hope you guys can recognize it. Hey, this one has a gap as well. I thought I fixed that. I think I loaded up the wrong save again. It's fine. I didn't change anything else anyway. So in this video, I think I'm going to try to think of something fun to do with every different type of block. I didn't do much yet. Other than build this wall, which took forever. I built about 3 layers on every single one of these walls. I built about the first 3 layers and I kept falling down. Even a few times I fell out of the map and stuff. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to use the MC Edit, which is like a world editor that the Salinator explained how to use it. And that's how I copy-pasted the wall, because it was impossible to build normally. It was almost, because it was so not fun to build normally, you know? And I don't know about you guys, I play video games to have fun. So I'm like, if I have to cheat a little bit in a single-player game to make it a little bit more fun for me, I don't mind. I usually play Minecraft with cheats anyway, for little things like that. So I don't have any regrets. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm a cheater. Hey, that one has a gap as well. Dang it. I swear I fixed that, but it was... I guess I loaded up the wrong save. So yeah, I just want to be honest with you guys. I didn't build these entire walls from scratch. I did draw them myself in Photoshop with pixel art. And then I built like at least 3 or 4 lines of every single one of these walls until I realized this is painful. That took hours and it was just no fun. I was just having the worst time. So I just want to be honest with you guys and say, like, yeah, I copy pasted some of these walls in MC Edit, it's called. And I've never used that before. It's actually kind of interesting to use. Oh, spawn on the castle. Other than that, I really didn't do that much. I lowered the bridges back down. I think I forgot one. I think there's one still up. I built a bunch more trees. As you can see, any tree that has a trunk made of regular stone is new. Every single tree that has a trunk made of cobblestone is old, okay? I tried to change the mill a little bit, the windmill. It doesn't look that good, honestly. I just tried to see what it looks like if I just sort of applied some of the newer blocks. So yeah, that's pretty much all I did. But I have thought of some things that we can do. For stone, I don't really have that many ideas yet. Let's see. For dirt, well, it would be cool if we had an area where there's just dirt that doesn't turn into grass. Funnily enough, every time there's shadow over it, it always turns into dirt now. There's still only 2 light types, light and dark. There's no levels. There's just dark and light. Cobblestone, I feel like we don't have to do anything to celebrate or do something with the cobblestone because, I mean, come on, look around us. So the planks, I've been thinking about it for a while, and I think I want to make either a ship or a chest. I want to make a ship or a chest. How cool would it be to make a storage room already, even though chests don't even exist yet, but we just already tried to design a storage room for the chests so that in the future, when finally chests come out and actually inventory comes out, because I don't have an inventory right now, we will have a big storage room. All we will have to do is replace these blocks with chests like this, and then we will have a cool storage room. So I think that's what I want to do. And for the trees, I don't really know what to do with the trees, but I remember in the last episode I said we should put like a block for every Steve, because in the previous version there were 100 Steves, right? And we made this thing to trap them in. It's over there. What if we put 1 tree in every gap? So that's what I think I'm gonna do. All right, so here we are. Yeah, they're now filled in with stone. I think, I mean, can you put it on stone? Can you put I'm pretty sure you can only put it on grass, but just in case, let's do a little bit of testing. Can you put this on planks? I'm gonna assume no. Can you put it on dirt? Well, dirt is gonna turn into grass anyway. Yeah, really fast. Can I put it on air? No. Can I put it on top of tree? Can I put tree on top of tree? I mean, you can, but it will probably disappear as well. I'm pretty sure it's just on grass and only if the light is hitting it from above. Even if the light is hitting it a little bit from the side, like here, it will still die, I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, obviously this one will stay. Let's see. Does the floating one stay? That would be so funny. I'm assuming they can only stay on dirt, so I'm going to put dirt. Also for a future version. Okay, I think that's all of them filled with dirt. I guess I'll just plant one tree. Should I put it one down? I think you can in modern Minecraft put a tree one down and it'll still grow, right? I think you can put it down even more, I think. So yeah, I'm going to put one tree in every hole to symbolize every single Steve that we lost. Even though right now we still have them. We still have the spawn Steve button, which is awesome. Steve, get out of my Steve farm. And then I cannot wait if we actually manage to put... I can't wait for us to actually get to a version of Minecraft where saplings actually grow. And we'll just have 100 trees. And they'll be the oldest trees. Not counting, of course, my beautiful cobblestone trees that I have over there. What if we get to a version where they grow and then we use the wood from the trees to make a Steve statue or something? That would be really cool as well. Like, we cannot build it now because the trees still have to grow. These will be the longest growing trees in my history of Minecraft because I'm gonna have to wait a few more Minecraft versions before trees will finally grow. I have no idea what the first version is where saplings actually grow into trees. But yeah, I think we've done enough now to honor the Steves. I do want to do something cool with the fact that you can spawn infinite of them. I did capture a lot of Steves in one hole, and then when you look at them using the, you know, putting a block in yourself to basically X-ray through the world, right? You know how I said you can like sort of X-ray through the world if you put a block in yourself? If you look at Steves like that, if you look at a billion Steves in one spot, it kind of looks like this. It basically looks like a Steve NATO. I like to call it a Steve NATO. It's a tornado made of Steves. Is there some way that we can remember the Steve NATO? Should I put another 100 Steves in here to bless the trees? I'm not going to be able to get them all into the gaps exactly again. I can't be bothered, and I don't have enough time today. Okay, the trees are now blessed by Steves. The trees are now officially blessed by Steves, guys. Alright, I think that's enough for the sapling. What should we do? I don't have any ideas yet for the stone, other than that I used them for the trunk for the new trees. I'm kind of wanting to keep the original castle as close to original as I can. If I just update it with newer blocks, then we'll just forget the old castle, you know? I kind of want to keep the old castle, and maybe build a newer one on top of it where we get more space and more blocks and stuff. Or something like that, I don't know. Or at least keep part of the old castle under the original, under a new castle. I think that would just be so cool. Like, you go deep enough into my newer castle. You know, imagine in a much newer version of Minecraft, I'll have like a giant castle. But if you go deep enough down in it, you'll find the ruins of the old castle. Something like that is just so cool to me. So I'm gonna keep it like this for now, but I don't know where to put more stone. What about these original houses? I kind of like them still. I kind of want to change nothing about what I built, but that also means that I don't know what to do with these other blocks. So stone, I don't know yet. Let me know, guys. Wood, a storage. Okay, I can do that underground. Okay, so here we are. It's good to see that this place is still Steve free for now. What if we make a room out of dirt? Because I don't have any place where there's just dirt with no grass on it. So underground would be a good place for that. So I'm imagining maybe like here. What if we had like a big room and we put a bunch of chests in here? Should we do that? Make the sides out of wood. Okay, so in here we're just gonna use more of the newer blocks. Alright, I just checked the time. I have to end this video, sadly. I made a little room. I kind of want a really big one. And I'm thinking maybe I can use that MC edit again to just make a giant hole for a giant room. And then just fill it myself with, like, make it into a storage area. But for now, it's just a small room. Usually, my basic setup for storage always works with 8 chests, so 2 in each corner. Let's see, this is going to be the furnace and the workbench, and this is going to be the main dump chest. So you always need 1 chest whenever you're in a hurry, where you can just throw everything in there without having to think about it, and then you can sort it later. You know, everyone needs a chest like that. That's going to be this one. And then the ones in the corner are going to be actually sorted, and they might even have like chests above it. I'm thinking I'll make them go like 4 up, but if I do that right now, it just looks like a wall. But basically, that is my plan. So I feel like now at least we've done something with the wood. I might still do the idea of making a boat, even though there's no water yet. I think pretty soon we'll have a version where there will be water. So maybe we gotta start making some place for the water. Also, now I have an area where at least we're using the dirt without grass on it, even though it's just the floor. Let's see, what have we not used? The stone is the wall, so we're using that as well. The saplings we used to remember the steves. So we've used most of the blocks, and really all that I now want to do to finish this version of Minecraft is, well, maybe I'll make that boat, but also find something fun to do with the spawn steve button, with which we can spawn infinite steves. I'm thinking maybe we could build like a racetrack, and we just get like 1,000 steves, and whichever steve makes it to the end wins something, or I don't know. It would be really fun to do something like that and just play around with them and see what they do if we build them like a racetrack. I don't know. I'm gonna look at your comments, so make sure to leave a comment on what we could do with the spawn steve button. But I'll definitely be doing something cool with that. So that will be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you Green Thunder and Carl for sponsoring this video on Patreon and as a YouTube member. If you also want to support, the links are in the description, as well as the links to all my socials, such as Twitch, where I stream like 5 times a week. So make sure to check that out as well. Thank you for watching. Don't forget stomp. Like a Steve, actually. Like a Steve. They're stomping. Check it out. Stomp, 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 stomp.